सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. As you all may be aware, this whole tour we are dedicating it to Patanjali. Every day I am speaking on one Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Patanjali is a great spiritual scientist from a place called Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu. He is father of all the yoga systems. Whatever name you may have, you may hear, whatever brand you may hear. Of course, in this West, we have so many brands. Hot yoga, cold yoga, power yoga, super deluxe Kundalini yoga. Whatever name you may hear, he is father of all the yoga traditions. Unfortunately, people who practice yoga for years, even they do not know who Patanjali is and what really he wanted to teach as yoga. In his 200 sutras, only the few sutras which is related to physical postures are promoted as yoga in the West. Only those few sutras are practiced as yoga in the West. But yoga is far more deeper than just physical postures. Yoga is not just replacing your anasin metasin. It is far more deeper than just physical postures. Beautifully, Patanjali describes yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is cessation of the mind. In 200 sutras, Patanjali describes yoga very beautifully. I can say each sutra is independently intelligent to lead human beings to enlightenment. Each sutra can create an individual religion. This Yoga Sutra is a book of religions. It is book of religions. From this book, hundreds of religions can be created. Very powerful sutras. Just today, I was sitting with one of my disciples and chatting. She asked me, Swamiji, what is the necessity of directly sitting and talking to the master? What's the necessity? Actually, in public discourses, only the generalized truth can be shared. Generalized truths only can be shared. Like universal truths, life solutions. It's more or less like a science of making car. But how many can go back to the home and make a car in the house? So, just by listening to the science of making cars, you won't be able to make your own car and live. So usually you listen things in the public discourses. Very few people live the truths in the life. But When you sit with a master and directly listen, it's like directly he's handing over the car to you. The personalized truths are delivered to you. These Yoga Sutras are the personalized truths delivered to just few disciples. Please understand, it's such a powerful truth. This is not a public discourse. Yoga Sutra is not a public discourse. Patanjali gave it to few disciples who were with him. So it is in its purest form, the essence, distilled science. If you can internalize these truths, it can liberate you this moment. Patanjali is a scientist. He doesn't say, do this for 20 years, then it may happen. No. He says, do this, now this will happen, over. That is why Patanjali is popular in the West, because West is based on instant technologies. Everything instant. That is why Patanjali has so much of appeal in the West. Neither Krishna, nor Shiva, or Buddha can be appealing to a Western mind so much like Patanjali. The other day I was reading Times magazine. It says 25%, 1 among the 4 Americans, learn some form of yoga at least once in their life. And more than 10%, 10% is not a joke, practice some form of yoga or teachings of yoga in their life. I was surprised. Then see the strength of Patanjali. And an important thing, he doesn't have marketing organization. He doesn't have an organization which is promoting the brand, getting the franchisee money and keeping the brand alive by constant promoting. No. Just by the strength of the truth, he is practiced, preached and lived by millions of people all over the world. Every single sutra is a complete solution. Fortunately, it was never book for mass. So there is no interpolations. It is there in its purest form. Today, I will be speaking on 21st Sutra. But I wanted to continue. Today I am supposed to speak 21st Sutra, but I want to continue from 20th Sutra because it's the concepts Patanjali is trying to express are interconnected. Today's subject is intensity is the key. Make it your very DNA. The only difference between you and Patanjali, you and Buddha, you and Krishna, you and Shiva is whatever they do, they are intense. The difference is not in lifestyle. Please understand. The difference is not in lifestyle. Krishna ate just like you all. Krishna was singing just like you all. He was dancing just like you all. Then what is the difference between you and Krishna? People ask, then what is the difference between me and Krishna? Intensity. He was total. He was intense. Whatever he was doing, he is complete. Whatever he is doing. So Patanjali is trying to teach intensity. I can say just this one sutra is enough. Decide from today, whatever you do, you will be intense. It means whatever you do, you will be inside your body. Many times people come and tell me, no Swamiji, I don't have time for meditation. What it means? And as if people who are meditating, they don't have any other work or not. It is just arrogance. In a way, I tell them, say that you don't feel meditation is that important, then I can understand. Don't say you don't have time. What for we say we don't have time for meditation? Because making money. Because in this country, time is money. I have seen people, many times, people jump, people escape, they don't meditate, they don't do what they enjoy, they don't do some voluntary service, they don't do some spiritual work, they don't do anything and make money and accumulate. They compromise with their values, with their relationship, with their health, with their meditation, with whatever they believe. They compromised everything, made money. Now suddenly recession, that also disappeared. Where everything went, nobody knows. Tuck, the numbers gone, disappeared. At least people who enjoyed their life, meditated, did some spiritual service and lived happily. At least they have the satisfaction that they lived their life. People who tried to convert everything into money, now suddenly that is also gone. Nobody knows where it has gone. That's another one funny thing. Fictions being sold in fractions. Fictions are being sold in fractions continuously. And people have, all of them have put their money in that field where the fictions are being sold in fractions. And suddenly, it's not there. At least people who lived their life, who lived what they wanted, who lived the values which they wanted, now they have the satisfaction, they lived their life. People who compromised, they don't even have that satisfaction. Anyhow, whenever people come and tell me, Swamiji, I don't have time for meditation, I tell them, just do only one thing. Only one thing. Every day at least 1 hour you spend with your body. Brushing, cleaning, taking bath, dressing, at least 1 hour. I say minimum. That 1 hour decide, you will be with your body. When you are brushing, just be with your teeth. When you are taking shower, just be with your skin. When you are dressing, just be with your body. Just that 1 hour spend with you, that's all. Nothing else. That is enough. You will see so much of transformation will happen in your system. You may think it is too simple. But if you look inside your life, when you start brushing only, you will be sitting in your office and doing all your work. When you are taking bath, you will be cursing everybody in the life. You can see, those are the moments you don't live with you. You don't live with you. Just this 1 hour. That is what Patanjali means when he says intensity is the key. Just be intense in whatever you are doing. Suddenly, so much of transformation will happen. Living intensely, it's what I call living enlightenment. If you are sitting in the chair, feel very clearly, you are sitting. The chair is holding your weight, but you don't relax on the chair. Even now you can see, constantly you are holding yourself. Even though physically chair is holding your weight, you think you are holding yourself. You do not relax, even on the chair. You do not relax. You are not at ease with what is happening. Be intense with whatever is happening. When you are intense with whatever is happening, all your postures are yoga. Please understand. If you are intensely sitting, that sitting is a posture, asana. If you are intensely standing, the standing is asana. whatever you do with intensity is asana. Asana is not adding movements to your life. It is adding life to your movements.